Hi everyone. I was going to do this as a live feed, but upon reflection, I thought to myself, no, it's probably much more effective if I do it as a standard audio so that you can listen to it in your own time. And also, obviously, you'll be able to make sure that you're doing the practice sessions when it's safe to do so and so forth. So welcome to this session. I'm going to keep it quite informal as well so that you can kind of feel like I'm having a cup of tea with you or something like that, or something stronger in your lounge or whatever. What I want to do in this video, in this audio, is to ensure that by the end of it, you will understand how to conduct your own hypnotic relaxation. And for those, just by way of introduction, for those that may not know me, my name is Steve Miller, and I'm the director and founder of Hypnosis, and also the director of the Hypnotherapy Business School. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, published author, and some of you might have even seen me on the telly. So that's just by way of introduction, because I know we get a lot of people now coming in from the States and Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and so forth. So if you hear paper shuffling like this, that's because I've made some notes because I want to make sure that I don't miss anything out for you. So let's begin first of all. I guess the best place to start is thinking about what is hypnotic relaxation. Well, I think the best way to describe it is that it is a state of focus concentration where that you allow yourself and guide your mind to in turn guide your body through a process, and through that process that helps your mind as well as your body to rest and for you to feel a sense of as though you're not awake and as though you're not either asleep. So it's kind of bit in between. Whenever you're doing this, it's important that you do it when it's safe to do so. So never ever, for example, listen to this particular audio video when you're driving or using dangerous machinery, and never do practice your own hypnotic relaxation when you are driving and using machinery as well, dangerous machinery. You have to be safe. So what you're doing here, also sometimes people say to me, what's the difference between hypnotic relaxation and meditation? I think that from my own perspective, meditation is very much focusing on one central thing, whereas hypnosis is much more about programming, and it's much more about suggestion, and it's much more about much more in a dialogue than meditation, I would suggest. So having explained about what hypnotic relaxation is, you can probably hear the bells outside. What I want to talk about now is where you could be using hypnotic relaxation, what you can actually use it for. There are a number of areas where hypnotic relaxation can help you. The first one, of course, is generalized anxiety. So if you're going through a bit of a bad time at the moment, and what I'm talking about here is, when you feel like your nervous system is on fire and it just needs cooling down, hypnotic relaxation is really good at helping to cool it down. So if you're going through a time at the moment of generalized anxiety, it may be worth practicing hypnotic relaxation, and I'm going to be describing to you a little later how you can do it. The other areas include, in terms of where it's helpful, is during stressful times. So if you're going through a stressful time, and that could be because of certain situations, such as work situations, work stress, family stress, whatever, hypnotic relaxation is something that you can use, again, to just help yourself recharge, relax, but also gain some emotional resilience. When you need a sort of resilience to get through things. Well, hypnotic relaxation is really helpful to help you do that. Coming closer to home, so to speak, with hypnosis, hypnotic relaxation is great for emotional eating. And one of the things that you can actually do is, if you find yourself in a situation where you'll be stress eating, is take yourself away and actually do hypnotic relaxation, because it will help you move forward and move through those times where emotional eating is kicking in. The other thing to say is that I've used it in the past with binge eating disorders as well. So if you are a binge eater, then hypnotic relaxation can really support you in terms of helping you just to take stock, to reflect, to relax, and to kind of help you take time out and realize that you can actually regain control over the binge eating. And finally, of course, hypnotic relaxation is great. And it's only one part of this, of course, but it is great to help with your self-esteem and your confidence, because one of the reasons often we lack confidence and we lack self-esteem and we lack confidence to do things is because our nervous system, as I quite often call it, it feels like it's on fire. So self-esteem and confidence, it has an application. And finally, of course, sleep, insomnia as well. If you're finding that you're having trouble sleeping, then hypnotic relaxation is something that you should absolutely consider doing when you go to bed. So let me turn over my page here. I'm now going to talk you through, I want to talk you through the 6 steps, as I'm calling it, for hypnotic relaxation. So I'm moving now into the bit of how do you actually do it? Okay. Now, as I describe through this, as I work through this, the important thing to say is I will be asking you to, inviting you to practice certain things as I describe it. And it's, of course, I just want to reiterate, reasons of health and safety, that you must be somewhere, you must only listen to this if you are somewhere that's safe and secure. You never listen to it when you're driving or using dangerous machinery. Right, okay, moving on. Step number 1, okay, is to create a focused concentration. And here, what you can do to induce hypnotic relaxation is you can lie down or you can sit up. What I would say is if you're using hypnotic relaxation to help you get to sleep, it's important that you probably lie down, and of course you do it when you go to bed. If you're doing it for other reasons, such as rebuilding your emotional resilience and just calming down your nervous system or reducing your stress, then of course you can sit up in a very comfortable chair and you can then continue. The one thing that I would say when you're sitting down or lying down to do this is to welcome in any distraction. So if you go into your lounge, for example, and you're hearing kids outside are playing, or there's traffic or whatever noises, avoid fighting them, because it doesn't matter if there's noise around you. Okay, of course, then if there is an intense noise, then of course that may be a problem. But generally speaking, things like traffic, children playing, people talking, aeroplanes going across, the sirens and all of that sort of thing, that's okay. You can actually utilize those distractions. So that's the first thing to say, is to create a focused concentration. And when you sit down or lie down to do this, what I encourage you to do is just allow yourself just a few seconds. All right. I know a lot of people would say and focus on your breathing and that sort of thing. At this point, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is just allow yourself just to have 10 to 20 seconds of doing nothing. Just allow yourself to sit or lie down. Okay. The second step in doing your hypnotic relaxation is to allow your eyes to gently close. There are a number of inductions you can do when you're doing very formal self-hypnosis for specific purposes. There are different things you can do. But for hypnotic relaxation, I just recommend that you allow your eyes to close. And as you allow your eyes to close, again, what you can do is just invite those noises that are around to drift in and out. And it really doesn't matter about that. There's no need to fight them at all. So if you've got your eyes closed and you're thinking to yourself, I wish they'd shut up outside, or I wish the traffic had stopped, don't worry about it. Just allow it. Welcome those noises to drift in and out. Because what you can actually mentally say to yourself also is, actually, as each car goes past, it allows me to drift even more deeply into relaxation, because I know that I'm safe and secure, accessing hypnotic relaxation. Okay. If you're telling yourself at the very beginning with your eyes closed, oh, it's not going to work, and I don't think this is working for me. And there's this myth, people always think they're going to go under. I don't know what this is all about. I'm going under. There's no such thing about going under. There is a thing about focus concentration, a relaxed focus concentration, and that's what you're accessing here. But if you are telling yourself, oh, it's not working, and all of that sort of thing, just avoid that. It doesn't matter. And in fact, what I would say to you is you can even say to yourself, and as I have now closed my eyes and I'm taking some deep breaths, which you can do, the noises around me can drift in and out. And this may not even work, but if it does, that's great. But if it doesn't, then so be it. It is fine, just fine. So what you're doing here is you're not going to get yourself into this mind struggle, this mind battle of, oh, it's not working for me, I'm not going under, whatever under is, all of that sort of stuff. So give yourself permission to, oddly, give yourself permission to, you could actually say to yourself, and it doesn't even matter if I relax, because the more you fight it, the harder it will be. Okay, it's a bit like when you go to sleep at night. When you go to bed at night, that if you notice that the harder you try to get to sleep, the harder it is. So what I want you to do when you're doing hypnotic relaxation is to actually say to yourself, it's fine. If it doesn't work, it's fine. So let's just recap where we're at. So firstly, you've created this focus concentration, very safe, and you're welcoming in the distraction. You've now, on step 2, allowed your eyes to close, and you're telling yourself that noises can drift in and out, and if it's not working, that's absolutely fine. I can just enjoy some time breathing freely with my eyes comfortably closed. Okay, so I'm going to now move on to step 3, and step 3 is your initial suggestions. Okay, your initial hypno suggestions, if that's the way to say it. Turn it off around. So at this point, you've got your eyes closed and you're mentally telling yourself that thoughts of any kind can drift in and out, and that's just fine, just fine. And also, you can then say to yourself, okay, what you do here is you say to yourself, and as I begin to rest down into the seat or into the bed, I'm going to talk to each part of my body. Obviously, you're not saying this out loud, you're saying it mentally inside your mind. People think you're a bit bonkers, maybe, if you're saying it out loud. But what you're doing here is you're actually saying to yourself, and now I'm going to talk to each part of my body, each part of my body. And what you then say is that, and as I talk to each part of my body is going to rest in its own time. Rest and relax in its own time, becoming more and more limp and slack, more and more limp and slack, more relaxed, more calm, more calm. And as I guide my mind around my body, speaking to each part of my body, I can even see, perhaps feel, hear even the muscles relaxing down more and more. So what you're doing here is you have mentally set yourself up, because what you've done is you've just said to yourself, okay, and now I'm going to talk to each part of my body. And as I talk to each part of my body, each part of my body will become rested in its own time. It'll become limp and slack, relaxed, calm, maybe my mind even seeing, feeling, hearing the muscles relax down. So you've kind of told your mind what's going to happen here. Your mind's kind of saying it, okay? And again, what you're doing in this stage is you're just using these initial suggestions just to set yourself up. Now, once you've done that, what you then do, still on part 3, is you are going to move through each muscle group of your body. Now, you don't have to be exact. It doesn't matter if you miss anything out. It's absolutely fine. But you're starting, I recommend you start with the scalp, okay? You start with the scalp, and then you go down through the muscles of your cheeks, through the forehead, down through the cheeks to the jaw, mentally telling yourself that the jaw can become more and more limp and slack, more relaxed, more calm, down through the neck, down through the arms. And the key here is to avoid rushing it. So as you're mentally guiding yourself through the arms, perhaps noticing that they're becoming more and more tired, more and more rested, more and more calm. Okay. And then as you go through, what you then do is go through perhaps through the trunk of your body, through the stomach muscles to the waist. Again, letting each muscle group know that it's becoming limp and slack, relaxed and calm. And then what you'll do is you'll move down through your legs, down through the thighs, down through the calf muscles, and then down into the feet. Again, as you go through each particular part of your body, each muscle group, taking your time, because that's important, okay? We want to avoid rushing this, and taking the time, and just as you focus on each muscle. So what I want you to do now, if it is safe to do so, only do it if it's safe to do so, is just let's have a go at this. Okay, so I want you to close your eyes sitting there or laying there, and I want you to know that as you listen to my voice, I'm just going to illustrate how you do this. So thoughts of any kind can drift through your mind. I also want you to know that it doesn't even matter if it works or if it does not, and that's absolutely fine. I want you to know that. And as you listen to my voice, what you will do is your mind, your inner mind, your subconscious mind can just send a message to each part of your muscle groups and just telling them that as you begin to speak to each muscle group, that you will go more and more relaxed. And now what I want you to do, okay, is I want you to just allow your mind to wander to the muscles around your scalp and just allow them to become a little more soothed and a little more relaxed, a little more relaxed. That's good. With your eyes comfortably closed, you can begin to allow that feeling of relaxation to drip down through the muscles of the cheeks and down to the jaw. And I want you to allow your mind to focus on those muscles, perhaps even in your own way, creative way, seeing and feeling the sense of relaxation through the muscles of the cheeks and the muscle of the jaw. Maybe even hearing any sounds right now to illustrate that those muscles are becoming more and more tired, more and more limp and slack, more relaxed. That's right. And as you listen to my voice, you can just begin to allow that to drift down through the muscles of the neck. The feeling of relaxation drifting down through the muscles of the arms, down through the arms and down through to the fingers in your own time, listening to my voice as you will listen to your own voice. And what I want you to do now is just allow your mind to mentally send a very calm suggestion that those muscles in your arms are becoming more and more relaxed. Just do that for a moment as I allow you some space, just a few seconds to do that. That's right. And as you do it, I want you to know that it doesn't even matter if it works or it doesn't, because it's just fine. Your body and your mind know exactly what you're doing for your benefit. And that feeling of relaxation can spread down through the trunk of your body and down into the waist, deeper and deeper. And when you're doing this alone, you can allow your mind to tell those muscles that they are becoming more and more deeper and deeper relaxed with each moment that you speak to those muscles. That's right. That's good. And allowing that relaxation to spread down through the legs and down through the thighs, through the calves, down into the feet. That's right. That's good. Okay, and what I want you to do now as you're listening to me is just now come back to the room, so to speak, and open your eyes. And just to say that what happened there was I was illustrating how you will do this on your own. So your mind will actually move through each muscle group slowly so that each muscle group becomes much more relaxed and calm and limp and slack and all of that sort of thing. Okay. So, and by the way, just to say, if you have any questions on this, then at the end of this audio video, of course, you can pop any questions in the comments. Now let's move to step number 4 of how to use hypnotic relaxation, or how to do it, I should have called this really. So number 4 is about deepening. So let's say you've got down to your toes, and it's kind of, what do you do now? What you're going to do is you're going to count down from 10 to 1. And what you can do here is just simply allow your mind to understand that you're going to count down from 10 to 1. And I recommend you do that on every, mentally do each, say each number on every other out breath, every other out breath as you drift down. And what you can say before you start it is just allow your mind to tell your body, okay? And I encourage you to do this, is simply say something such as, and now in a moment, I will count down from 10 to 1, and each part of my body will relax even more deeply, twice as deeply relaxed. And then what you do is you count down 10 to 1. And then once you've finished at number 1, what you can then do is you can actually double deepen the state. Excuse me, I just want to drink. Okay, so what you're doing here now is you are going to, at this point, you've hit number 1, and you're going to double deepen the state of relaxation. Now, what I recommend you do is you use a word, and that word is, and I remember using this and being taught this back in my training 20 years ago, is the word now, but NOWWWWWW. Okay, so it's now. Okay, um, which might sound a bit of a funny voice. I get that, but you're going to use that word now. So back to illustrating. So what I want you to do now, so that you understand it, is just, if it is safe to do so, allow your eyes to close again for me. Okay, that's good. Just a couple of deep breaths as you begin listening to the sounds of my voice to help you understand how to deepen your sense of relaxation. In a few moments in time, you will hear me count down from 10 to 1. With each descending number, you will drift down deeper into a beautiful state of warm, comfortable, soothing relaxation, where you can just let go with each descending number. Let go with each descending number of any unnecessary nervous tension. You can even go twice as deep, relaxed, with each descending number. So ready, 10, 9, 8, going deeper and deeper relaxed, allowing your mind to communicate with your body that you're drifting down, all of those muscle groups going deeper and deeper relaxed. 7, that's good. 6, 5, more and more relaxed. 4, drifting deeper and deeper, relaxed. 3, 2, and 1. Deep, deep, relaxed as you listen to the sound of my voice. And in a moment, you will hear me say the word. Hear me say the word. Now. And whenever you hear me say the word, now, you will go twice as deep, deep into that wonderful state of hypnotic relaxation that in any event will go deeper and deeper. So ready, I would like you to now, deeper and deeper. That's right. Listening to my voice, drifting down, enjoying that state of hypnotic relaxation. Now. Okay, and now what I'd like you to do now is to open your eyes, bringing yourself back to the room, so to speak, eyes open, listening to me. Now, what you've done here is you have, as I explained before, you have deepened your state of relaxation, and then you have double deepened your state of relaxation. Again, just to reiterate, fear not if you're saying to yourself, I'm not sure I'm doing it right, all of that sort of stuff. The more you do this, the more you get used to it. Okay. And what you'll have done, having deepened your state of relaxation and then double deepened your state of relaxation, is we can then move on to the next stage, stage number 5, which is to embed some nice, appropriate, hypnotic suggestion into your mind for relaxation. Because what we're talking about here in this audio video is just relaxation. So there are a number of things you can do here. So let's imagine you've now done the double deepener, the Q word, now, okay? You can do what I call basic direct suggestion into your mind, which is usually starting with the words I am. So that could be, I am calm and comfortable, calm and relaxed, okay? So you could use the direct suggestion. You could also do what I call, I think from my training, it was called something like pseudo regression orientation in time or something like that. Very posh words for something very practical. I'll explain it on the practical level. Is where you actually take your mind back. Okay, so it's a bit like regression, but positive regression, of course. It's where you're drifting, you're allowing your mind to drift back to a time when you were very, very relaxed. And what you're doing is just allowing your mind to bathe into that situation where you felt so relaxed, and allowing yourself mentally, creatively to pick up the resources from back then and allowing them to come into the present so you can re-experience those wonderful feelings of relaxation. The other thing you can do is, if you are a very visual person, you can, of course, imagine that you're looking at a screen or at the movie, something like that, where you're looking at a peaceful scene, a tranquil scene, somewhere. It can be somewhere you know well or somewhere you dreamt of. And you can just allow your mind, having double deepened your state of relaxation, just allow your mind to focus on that beautiful image that allows you to feel that sense of lovely relaxation. The other thing that you can do here is, once you've double deepened, is you can dissociate on the out breath feelings of tension. Okay, you can imagine as you breathe out, you're breathing out the fire of tension, and breathe in a much more calm, relaxed sensation. Okay, so you can do what I call dissociate and reintegrate on the breath, so that you're letting go of tension and you're bringing in that state of calm. Um, the other thing, the final thing that I'll mention is what you can also do is you can use what I call a mind tactile trick, which is where you imagine you double deepen, just to reiterate, you double deepen your state of relaxation. And what you can do here is you can imagine you're in a scene that's very tactile. And what I mean by that is something, perhaps you're wrapped in a, I don't know, in a blanket, or you're wrapped in a duvet, or you're with your partner and you're feeling really relaxed and they've got their arms around you. Or maybe you're in a situation creatively where you've got the security, feelings of lovely security around you. Maybe that's with your animals, or whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, but you can do that as well. So step five of doing your hypnotic relaxation is about embedding some suggestion into your mind. Okay, now let's move on to step number six. Now, and this is where you awaken yourself. So just to recap, you will have done your stage five, which is your sort of work on yourself, the hypnotic suggestion stuff, using one or two of the resources that I've just explained. And then when you've finished having a few minutes doing that, once you've finished, is you can formally awaken yourself. And it's good to do this. And to do this, you are going to count up from 1 to 10, and you're going to open your eyes at the count of 8. Now, before you do that, what I recommend you do is just tell yourself that in a few moments you will count up from 1 to 10. And at the count of 8, you will open your eyes. At the count of 10, you'll be fully alert, fully wide awake. All normal sensations will be restored. Okay, make sure you say that. And before you start counting, before you start counting up, say to yourself, and once I awaken, I will continue to enjoy the benefit of feeling calmer and more relaxed about myself. Okay, just so you're finally giving yourself a few suggestions before you do that wakened up state. And mentally, this is how you do it. Okay, so in a few moments in time, I will count up from 1 to 10. At the count of 8, I will open my eyes. At the count of 10, I'll be fully alert, fully wide awake. All normal sensations will be restored. Before I awaken myself, I want my mind to know, my subconscious mind now knows that I will waken up feeling more comfortable, more relaxed, more calm, more at ease with myself. So ready. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, as you're counting up, make sure the volume in your mind increases with each number. 7, 8, eyes open, wide-eyed. 9, 10, all normal sensations restored. Okay, so what you've done there is you've taken yourself on a cycle, okay, kind of from step 1 to step 6, where you've gone through a number of processes to help you get a focused concentration. You've then gone through each muscle group of your body, okay? And then you've deepened the state of relaxation, and then double deepen the state of relaxation. What you've then done is to go on to do some hypnosis work on your subconscious around relaxation. That could be, as I mentioned earlier, it could be something like a direct suggestion, watching a movie scene of somewhere very nice, very peaceful, very, very calm. Or it could be some drifting back in your mind to a time when you felt very, very relaxed, and bringing those resources back into the present. All of that sort of stuff, and enjoying that before you finally formally awaken yourself. Now, what I recommend you do is you start practicing. If you've made some notes, that's great. Perhaps what you could do is just for the first few days practice each stage separately, so you can then build it up. Okay, so you could, rather than trying to do it all at once, you could practice each particular stage. And what I will do is make sure that I type up the stages just to remind you. I'm conscious that you may have questions on this. If you do have questions on this, then of course make sure that you do ask me. The other thing to say, I'm going to do a bit of an advert on the 1st of September, Hypnosis Fat Club Plus, okay? I think I'm going to call it that, Hypnosis Fat Club Plus will be my VIP, be my brand new VIP membership club, which is what you'll be able to join, where you get an array of support, ranging from hypnosis to 80/20 meal planning to daily motivational support, straight talking, of course, where needed, and and a lot more, and a lot more. So I just wanted to mention that that's the 1st of September. Any questions on how to use hypnotic relaxation, or how to do it, I should say, then please make sure you comment below. On that note, thank you very much, and enjoy. Bye for now.